everybody, this is Praxis, and I'm on site today taking a moment to kind of reevaluate my plans in regards to this sort of Woodstove area. I obviously had plans going into this that I've been working towards, but I think it's always great every once in a while to kind of look at new information that you have access to, and the new information that I have access to now is the ability to actually be in this space, feel the physical dimensions between things, and reevaluate your plan and see if there are other options or opportunities that you may not have thought of earlier. To help me do the visualization, this is my wood stove sort of silhouette here, and I'm trying to just kind of get it placed into this area. This is the outside air adapter, and in getting this all laid out, there's going to be a wall back here and a little half wall kind of railing here. In getting this all laid out, I realized that I was pretty accurate about where I placed this thing. I knew it wanted to be somewhere in this area here, and I wanted to favor it out this way as opposed to that way because I'd rather have it be a little bit too far out than have it had been like a little too far back and be inside of a wall or something. So I'm glad I didn't push it out any further. It's good where it is. This morning I'm realizing that that worked out really well, and that was months and months and months ago I did that layout, and there wasn't a house or anything to measure off of, so I'm glad that worked out pretty well. I'm laying a wood stove down here, and there are a couple considerations that I have. One is that the stove pipe, which is in the back here, needs to be equidistant between these two floor joists that are just up above you. I've got a line on the floor that's equidistant between them, so the wood stove needs to slide somewhere along this line, with the center of the pipe being somewhere along this line here. Another consideration is that I want the center of this thing to be kind of in line with the outside air adapter, because that's where the air goes in, somewhere in the center. So wherever this is, I want it to kind of orient and be oriented to this so that the air can come in nice and easily. The other consideration is I don't want it to be too far from the peak of the roof. I want to have the chimney be pretty close to where the peak is so that the ridge cap can nestle right over it, and you don't get too much snow load up behind the chimney pushing down. The closer to the top of the roof, the less snow you're going to have trying to grab your chimney and pull it down when it slides off the roof. This is the center line of the house, and anywhere right around here is going to be pretty good. It's about like a foot or so off of the center. That's probably a pretty good distance. Also, I don't want it too close because it can't go right up through there. So this is all working out pretty well. The other thing that I've been working on here is kind of just figuring out how this wall is going to be here. Like I said, there's going to be kind of a half wall in this area. Trying to figure out the width of this passageway that comes from the front door through here to the kitchen. This is somewhere where you're going to be, if you go out and you grab groceries, you're going to have grocery bags in your hands, so you don't want this to be so narrow that you're trying to squeeze your way through there. Kind of feeling how this is working. And also, over on this side, there is going to be a wall here, and it's only going to come to this point right here. And that got me thinking, well, how do I continue the wall underneath in these underside areas, which kind of started asking the question in my head, well, do I even need to continue the wall through there? Could I leave that as an open space so that air and light can kind of pass through these two areas? Is there some advantage to that? You could put maybe some firewood, tuck it under the stairs a little bit. I don't want to go too crazy with that because I know in reality, in real life, when you're working with firewood, it's kind of hard to shove it into spaces because it's always got little barbs and things. It doesn't want to necessarily slide. But it could offer a little bit of extra space, and just kind of having that air and light kind of come through that area might be sort of nice. The point of this video is really to talk about just that idea of, you have a plan. It's good to have a plan, but it's also good to pause from time to time and think about, is there new information that I have? Are there better opportunities? Are there better options that are available to me than I realized during the planning phase? And that's what I'm doing today. You don't want to spend days and months and weeks on that kind of thing. Well, depending on what the project is, maybe you want to spend more time or less time on that reevaluation stage. But I think it pays to spend a little bit of time on it because there are all sorts of opportunities that might be available to you that you didn't even realize were available during that planning stage earlier. So that's what I'm doing this morning. Once I kind of get this all banged out on the ground with pencil marks and everything, I'm going to start some real carpentry, and I'm going to feel a lot better about it knowing that I've gone through this reevaluation and coming up with some clever ideas that maybe I didn't even realize were options before. That's it. Thanks for watching.